Hello, this is Dr. Robert Bruno, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about radio frequency lipolysis. Lipolysis is a term for removal of fat cells, and then the technique is radio frequency. Now, when you're thinking radio frequency, you may be thinking of your radio. And I guarantee if you put your radio up against your belly, you're not removing any fat. That's not how it works, okay? What you should be thinking about when you're thinking radio frequency is your microwave. When you put a product in the microwave, the radio frequency heats that up and cooks your food. If you shine radio frequency on fat area, the radio frequency will cause disruption of the fat cells in that area. By just adjusting the intensity and frequency a little bit, you can do things so it doesn't cause any damage to any other area. The radio frequency technique is great for tightening up the skin, for removing fat in a certain area. It uses a handheld device, which is shown in the area. Again, it causes disruption of the fat cells. The fat inside is released, and then the body removes the fats over time. Okay, so, basically this is a technique where you're going to remove the fat, shape the body, tighten up the skin. And once again, this is a non-invasive technique. I've mentioned before that you can also go to a plastic surgeon and they can do surgery to remove fat cells from a certain area with liposuction techniques or surgically remove. Of course, this is going to leave scar tissue. Any surgery can leave scar tissue. And there's also a risk of bleeding and infection, which can cause some serious complications after surgery. It's not all the time, but it can happen occasionally. Where in this case, there's much less risk of any of those things happening. Now, with any of the non-invasive techniques, the fat is removed over time. It's not immediate that the fat is removed. The body still has to clear this fat from the body. The fat cells are damaged, so they're not going to come back. But the fat that's in this area is then swept away by the body. Permanent results are going to be seen after a period of time. And also, it's important to consider doing multiple treatments so that you can have enough fat removal to shape the area properly. I've mentioned that one of my friends, Melissa Quinones, is doing this therapy, and you can contact her through her Instagram page. I have a link to that on my Facebook page so that you can make an appointment. And then you can discuss with her whether you're a candidate for this. Also, because I'm a doctor, you could always discuss this procedure with your primary care doctor and see if that is advisable. The only people I would question doing this would be somebody who has a pacemaker or some other device that could possibly be injured by the radio frequency. But otherwise, for the average person, there shouldn't be any major complications. Okay, take care.